Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! The one, the only, the chairman of the board, Angry Tony!
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of From the Wreckage. I'm Pat Hogan, and with the legendary co-host, Angry Tony, right here with me.
Hello, Patrick.
Hi, Tone. How's everything going today?
Swell.
Very recently, we've got some good news. Our friend Andre, who we've discussed a few times on the show.
Hey, let's be better than Dr. Andre.
Doctor Andre Cojeda.
Hey.
Dr. Andre Cojeda is coming to visit at the end of June. So this got me thinking, like, when is the last time we actually seen him in person?
Over 8 years, I think. Something like that.
I think it's more than that. I know, well, in his country, the last time you and I were there was 2012. The picture of you on the roof, overlooking Rio.
Was it here or was it Miami?
I think Miami was before that, and then we went there, and then he came back again. Oh, no, it must have been Miami because Rachel was with me.
Yeah.
Different trip.
2 different trips.
Yeah. But when we went to see him in Brazil, that's the time that we brought the, if you remember, the epic, our checked luggage was 24, 22-ounce bottles of various IPAs that we did not think was going to make it from Boston to Miami, and then Miami to, we landed in Rio, right?
Yeah.
In Rio. And as that carousel turned, and those two
boxes
came out.
Yeah.
Well, you did a great job of making those boxes look. Although, I mean, of course, they looked through it.
Right.
If there was a problem, they would have taken it.
Right.
But we bought the boxes at Julio's, and they're designed like the styrofoam to hold 12, 22-ounce bottles very securely.
Yeah.
And then we taped them, and then you put those straps on there, like.
Yeah, it was meant to travel. It looked official.
It looked semi-official, like we were representatives of these 24 breweries heading to South America.
What was funny is that while we were doing our import forms, the customs forms, we realized that if I brought both those boxes in, I would have had too much imported alcohol, and they would have taken them. So we both had to grab a box and go through customs, and there were these giant. What do you call it? Styrofoam packed boxes.
Cardboard with the styrofoam. It's funny is I never really thought about the customs angle until you talk about Dave Morin going through customs with his pancakes,
right?
Which is a ridiculous story in and of itself, which was already been told. But then our customs, we've had a couple of instances where you answer the questions so honestly.
That was what are you gonna do?
Have you been near livestock? Yes. You said, of course you don't say yes.
Yeah.
We spent our whole trip on a farm.
Yeah.
I still had dirt in my flip-flops from that farm.
Well, that was the whole thing. They made me
you
take
get
my shoes
dragged
off, sterilize my shoes, make sure there was nothing, no seeds or imported stuff. And that was U.S. Customs and Agriculture at the time.
In Miami,
Yeah, in Miami. And they were...
We did it through Washington, D.C. once. Yeah. But getting back to that 2012 trip, when we first arrived, he was like a baby on Christmas morning. When we opened up those barrels, those there's pictures too, of all of those bottles of, at the time, like it's not like now I'm going to get a session IPA.
Yeah.
Back then, everything was
no, and you got to explain
doubles.
That there was the local brew in Brazil, and they were very, very protective of the brand and the industry. They had some really good lagers and some real light, stuff like that.
Novoskine was the cheap one. Brahma, Antarctica.
Then FIFA came in and broke the embargo, if you will, because Budweiser was a huge sponsor of FIFA, so they brought it in. And we're talking about a soccer community in this country, and that's why Dr. Andre is coming up here, because he can't afford to get a ticket, but he wants to be close enough to smell a game.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's basically it.
But the Budweiser angle, too, when Rachel and I went to the Ronda Rousey fight in Rio in 2014, that was sponsored by Bud, and I had assumed that I was going to be able to drink something half decent, like Brazilian beers. So we bought the extra ticket to get you into the special area. Like I met Michael Irvin.
Okay.
I'm like, what the hell's Michael Irvin doing here? I'm like, hey, Michael, we had a picture together. He's like, hey, where are the drinks? Like, the drinks are over there. So every time I go to the bar, I'd order a Skol. I'd order something Brazilian, and the guy got a kick out of it because it was only Bud.
Right.
So I was drinking Budweiser until I couldn't get that weird
birchwood flavor,
filmy tongue where you need a knife to scrape your tongue with. Yeah. It was an interesting trip. So again, just going back to our first foray there when we brought the beers in, and after drinking those beers, my another glaring memory of mine, and you know where I'm going because I can see you grinning already.
Yeah.
Is when I woke up in the morning after you, Andre, and I drank all of those beers. We didn't wait, hold any for the next few days. I had a raging headache, and I woke up and I was blurry-eyed, and I'm looking.
You got to frame that.
I have to. It was like an apartment. The hotel room had a living room and an attached kitchen, and then 2 separate bedrooms.
Right.
So I was in this bedroom, you were in the other one. So when I awoke from my slumber, and I looked into the doorway, there was a nude, angry Tony standing there, completely naked. And I was like, "This is before, I think, the Hangover movie, so maybe I stole this from." Like, what the fuck are you doing? Put some clothes on. You're like, it's vacation.
It was very hot.
I like to be naked.
It was very hot. All right?
Apparently, your family was aware of this. I was not aware of this until you're standing naked in my doorway.
I'm not a man for pajamas. I'm sorry.
Well, you should put some pants on before you go into like another guy's room.
No.
No?
No. It's, Pat, it's just like a manly thing, locker room lifestyle, right? And nothing to hold, nothing to hide. And
okay. I mean, I don't understand that. I still think that you should have had pants on. But
listen.
Well, you dispelled the myth of the black man. So
don't forget. Don't forget.
You've dispelled that myth. So you've dispelled the myth, and that whatever God didn't give you as a black man, he gave to Dave Morin.
Thank you very much. I've heard stories about Dave Morin.
Yeah,
but Pat, conversely here, as startling as it was to see me walking around in the buff, is to see you with 2 electrodes hanging off the side of your temples.
Yeah. Well,
because you were sitting in bed with a headache, and you would put your
it was a TENS unit.
Yeah, a TENS unit on your head that shooting electricity between.
My jaw would be going
right, because you had a headache issue that you didn't wasn't remedied. So obviously, let's put the TENS unit so it fires these.
In retrospect, when you drink to excess and then you go to bed, I would grind my teeth to the point where I would have terrible TMJ headaches.
Yes,
and I brought that. I can't believe no one ever pulled me out of a line in Brazil. Like, what is this?
What is that?
All these wires and batteries. Yeah. Never said anything about it.
No.
Pulled my guitar out because it had a battery in it once.
Yeah.
But not that thing.
Yeah. When you're talking about the beer too, and just throw a shout out to Julio's, because they had that selection of.
Yeah, that's gone now. They don't do that.
They don't do that anymore. But what a
fabulous
fabulous thing.
The craft beer industry's gone through, like, now it's all 16-ounce cans. Back then, when we did that, 22-ounce bottles was what they did.
Was the standard, right?
And you could go to Julio's, and literally they had 2 walls of it, and you could hundreds of beers to choose from.
Can you explain the Camachinhas there?
The what?
The little.
Oh, Camachinha. Yeah. It's Camachinha is it's a slang term for it because it means like condom, but it's a plastic styrofoam filled giant koozie that the 22-ounce bottles fit into, and has a little cover on it.
Right.
So it keeps it cold.
Right. Because in Brazil, it's the big man,
little cup. Little 6-ounce cups, and you share the 22-ounce bottle, and if it gets warm, they throw it away.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. It's warm, get rid of it.
You go through a case of 22-ounce beers like nothing, because you're drinking those little tiny cups.
Yeah, you don't really realize how much you're consuming, because at the time, you're just enjoying yourself in conversation.
Yeah.
We could have had one right here and using it as an example as to how quickly it would go away.
Both of us probably have one.
But I get multiples. I get a Brahma and Antarctica, I think. And then there's a Brahma one they gave out at the World Cup that like hangs around your neck, but it's just for a single can.
Right.
It's pretty fancy. Pretty good. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? I remember when Andre picked us up that time, I think it was that same trip that he ran into Stefan Struve, the fighter.
No, I wasn't there for that.
No?
No.
Well, I was going to transition into the famous people just finding us along the way on these trips.
Yeah.
And I think it probably brings us back to New York, because I don't think we saw many on our travels from Boston into Brazil.
No, and we didn't bump into anybody in Miami, did we?
Do we ever meet anybody on bus rides in Brazil? Or The only bus ride in Brazil that's memorable is when we were in Guarapari. We were going to take the bus.
Oh, the Life and Daydream bus ride.
From Guarapari to, was it Belo Horizonte? Or was it, we going to like Malacacheta?
Yeah, to pick up a ride from Belo Horizonte to,
It was like an 11-hour bus ride.
Your ex-wife's uncle picked us up.
So we were the only 2 gringos on the bus, but they didn't know that.
No.
And you happen to have the bad fortune of sitting next to
right next to the bathroom.
Well, the bathroom was right behind you.
Yeah.
So you come down the aisle and there's the bathroom. And I was on the other, across from you.
It was the weirdest bus ride, Pat. The whole thing with the curtains, and then they would isolate you from the driver.
Well,
They'd lock the whole thing down.
You can't see that you're going to go off the side of a mountain, because if you're watching that shit, you'll never make it. You white knuckle all the way.
Right.
So the first time I saw that, I was like, why did they do this? And then you look out the window, you're like, we are literally like, I'm looking down the side of a mountain. I don't want to see it.
And the guy's probably doing like 90.
Yeah, and cars are passing him around corners and stuff. But that particular one, in the middle of the night, I think 4 or 5 people had come back, and they've all asked you, is the bathroom, in Portuguese,
right,
is the bathroom available?
Right.
And you had given your best, like, trying to say yes or no. And at a certain point, I'm sitting across from you, and you thought I was asleep, but I was just noticing how you were getting agitated with all of this questioning.
Yeah.
So the final guy comes down, and this guy, I forgot until I reread like the notes, is Mike Gray found like the whole document. It's like 6 pages of the journal that we wrote. And the guy had his head bandaged.
Yeah, he had a massive head wound.
And it was blood leaking through it.
Yeah, I was not impressed.
He come back and he was asking you if the bathroom was available, and your response to him was,
it was the reaction to seeing his head. Okay.
You were like, if this guy thinks that I have like some kind of mental impairment, that no one's going to ask me about the bathroom anymore. I couldn't believe it.
No one bothered me after that.
No one bothered you, and I think I laughed myself back to sleep. I was crying so hard laughing at, like, what are you doing? I didn't think you saw that.
I was protecting myself in the back of the bus.
Like, oh, I saw it, and I'm so happy that I did.
They also stopped at like dark 30 in the morning, stopped at some bus stop in some village with
the best fried
dogs, chickens running around, blah, blah, blah. And there was a little truck stop cafe that was open just to service the bus passengers.
Spit to the frango. Oh, man. That chicken on a stick.
It was like we were in a covered wagon going through the Wild West or something.
Absolutely my favorite, that chicken.
Oh, my goodness, man. You did a lot of things down on sticks down there anyway, so.
Well, you never know, Tone.
Yeah.
All right, so I was going to tell more Brazil stories for this one, but now that we know Andre's coming here, I talked to him, and he says he speaks English like Borat. But he's agreed to come on, and I think his Borat speak is just going to make those stories even funnier. So I don't want to like exhaust all of those before getting him a chance to come in, and there'll be a whole different angles. He's going to have stuff that we never saw, or we
forgot.
Yeah, we forgot.
We forgot. We were knocking the hell out of our brain cells every time we went down there. So
no, it's true. So as we transition. It's not the smoothest transition in the world, but we mentioned him so far in every episode is friend Jesse Mallett. Now, one of the best trips to New York was Brooklyn, and that's when both of our wives were with us, and we went to Brooklyn Made, which was that venue. And I don't know if anyone's read about this venue. They did a big piece on it in Rolling Stone when it first opened. It's owned by musicians. I forget the band that they were in. But they're legitimate, like national touring band musicians that bought this place. So they did a venue that was geared towards musicians, and they put an apartment with like a rooftop pool on the second floor of this place. And it was a legitimate like 3-bedroom apartment
with a pool.
With a pool. Yeah. So the touring bands who could come through, they'd have a nice place to stay. You don't have to sleep on the bus. And I forget what that show was for, if it was a charity thing, but he had HR from Bad Brains.
Yeah.
And then Emmy from the guitar player from Counting Crows played with him, and what's the guy from Guns N' Roses that played with him? Tommy.
I can't remember.
It'll come to me. But so there was a bunch of people on stage, and a cool venue, great show. And of course, like after the show, we get invited to go to the after party upstairs. And
always looking for the after party.
And it happened to be the photographer.
Oh, Bob Gruen.
It was Bob Gruen.
Bob Gruen, the famous rock photographer.
I think it was his 80th birthday.
Yeah.
So his whole family was there. His kid is actually, his kid might have opened for Jesse that night.
Yeah.
Chris Gruen. So with a K, if you're looking that up. So he opened, and then they were all up the show. His kids were there, and I remember the kids were sleeping. They had like a little bunk bed area where the kids could go to sleep.
Yeah.
And we were just hanging out, free pizza and beers.
Yeah, it was great.
Jesse was there.
Good scene.
Everybody was there, and it always happens to you. Well, not happens to you, but you're always the one on the scene. So other than being the king of the Heimlich, you saved 2 people with Heimlich maneuvers. But this woman opens the door. There's one little step coming into the apartment from the outside deck, and she opened it, hung on to the doorknob as it opened like that way, and there was an old Wurlitzer jukebox there.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, when she stepped, the momentum caused her to fly with it. She didn't let go of the door. She could have let go.
That was the whole thing. If she let go of the door, she would have been a lot better off.
And it slammed her into the Wurlitzer. But then she held on again and came back. It took a step and slammed again, and then fell on the ground like she was dead. And
it was a bucket of bolts. Okay, it's just like, I've never seen an explosion of somebody on the ground like that.
It was like the movies, because everyone in the whole place is like the record player scratching.
Stop.
And everyone looks, and there she is.
Yeah.
Just in a puddle of herself. And the only one to respond was you. I mean, you go over and you check her pulse.
Oh, man. What a scene. What a scene, because she literally exploded through the door. Yeah. Everybody stopped talking and looked at her, but no one went over there, and she was a wreck on the ground. And a startling fall, let's put it that way. It was a startling fall.
The Wurlitzer survived with no damage. It's probably, a $2,500, at least $4,000 machine, maybe?
Yeah.
So that same night, B.B. Buell was there. You know B.B. Buell?
Right.
For those of you who don't know B.B. Buell, she is Liv Tyler's mom. She was with Steven Tyler.
100 years.
Todd Rundgren.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger. A very famous groupie, you might say.
Right. She would call herself that as well.
Yeah. So she was there, and her husband, Jim, he's a guitar player in some other band now. He's significantly younger than her. So he was leaving. It was tight squeeze in there. So I was against the wall, had my drink. I'm leaning back so Jim could walk by me, and he was leaving before she wanted to leave. So she goes to give the wait to grab him, and she literally fish hooks me.
She fish hooks you.
I'm like, holy shit. B.B. Buell just stuck her thumb in my mouth. I go, that thumb has been in some
bad spots,
famous rock and roll crevices, I'm sure.
You know it's been washed at least once between the last 20 years,
and
right?
She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, hey, that's, how many people can say B.B. Buell put their thumb in their mouth? So.
Yeah. Who else did we walk into there?
Emmy from Counting Crows
was there.
And from The Dictators, Handsome Dick Manitoba.
Dick Manitoba.
Yeah.
Dick Manitoba had just been released from Sirius Radio, and he was not happy about it. And
his bar closed too, right?
Yeah.
Well, then I think The Dictators just did like 4 gigs somewhere. I don't know what it might be their 50th anniversary.
I'm saying we got to say Handsome Dick Manitoba.
Yeah, Handsome Dick. That's what he goes by.
Yeah.
He was fun to talk to.
No, that was a great time up there, and Bob Gruen was up there to cut his cake, and we had some, small words from him. The guy's seen and met every major rock band and some minor rock bands.
We should have had him take a picture of us.
Yeah,
that would have been. We have a home record picture of Bob Gruen.
That would have been quality.
But at the time,
who's thinking like that? We were just giddy with excitement being.
Well, I just got fish hooked by B.B. Buell.
Right, there you go.
I was pretty thrilled about that.
Yeah, my wife's hanging with the horn
she's
players.
70.
Yeah.
If she did it when she was 25, could have parlayed it into something.
No, you wouldn't.
She's 70.
Your wife was there too, okay?
She's all for it.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, it was fun. So that was Brooklyn made. I love that one.
Yeah.
It's I think we just came out of COVID, because remember before we went, we were sitting and every bar had like a little constructed like patio on the sidewalk, but it wasn't on the street, so they took up a parking spot.
Yeah.
And every time you go to sit down, like rats would
run from underneath. That's New York, though. If you don't see a rat, you're not traveling in New York.
Well, right? No, to a certain extent,
right?
I agree with that, but those structures just made it so much worse.
Yeah, that whole thing coming out of COVID, it's just like, did that happen? What?
Did COVID happen?
Seems like it was a lifetime ago.
I know it wasn't. It was significantly after, but they still had those structures in place. We didn't have to wear masks inside or anything like that.
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
Which is, what are you going to do?
That's pretty good about the meandering who we bump into stories, because that.
Well, talking about the meandering story, not to interrupt you, but you were the one who set up the Chris Christopherson.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that was a really good time, a really good take, and to find out he was playing, he's playing at Berkeley. Performance Center, which is a great venue to see anybody in. And I happen to know somebody there, and was able to get some of our, get some of his stuff backstage for him to sign.
Well, it connects to the Pootie story.
Right.
I think the record that, I don't know who signed it first.
It was Christofferson sings Willie, or Willie sings Christofferson,
it was
right?
Willie, it was called Stardust, and Willie does Christofferson.
Right.
And I don't know which one you had signed that record first.
Christofferson signed it first, which gave us the leverage to have Willie sign it.
Well, that explains it also explains your high level of motivation to get backstage.
Absolutely, yeah. So
the Chris one you got backstage too, though, didn't you? Before me, because you set something up, and then
we set something up, and we came to see the show.
Yeah.
And afterwards, our bag we had a bag of stuff that was signed. I had an album signed.
I had a record signed.
And then Christofferson was kind enough to come down and talk to us. We gave him a guitar pick.
Oh wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was that front row was like 6 people.
Yeah.
And everybody we would have just left. Now I distinctly remember this. That's one of those memories that you get recaptured because you're telling the story.
It's the shock treatment.
You said, you go, don't go anywhere. I'm like, what? As I'm like getting up and ready to leave, we got our bag back, and you're like, something's going on here. Like you could sense it. That power, that Jedi mind trick power was, I'm sensing something's happening here.
Yeah.
These people aren't leaving, and there's someone directing them. We're just sit right here. So then we kind of just moved up right behind them.
Yeah.
And then he came out.
Yeah.
Just came out and started shooting the shit with everybody.
Yeah.
And it was great.
He was so nice.
Yeah.
So normal, so relaxed. Gatorade. He had a Gatorade in his hand, and he was just like, every time I come down here, I get sick. I need a Gatorade or something.
The funny thing about that is the record that he signed for me, I forget what it was, but he had signed it in blue, and it kind of just blended in.
Yeah.
So I had asked him, hey, I know you signed this already, but can you sign this in silver so I can see it?
Right.
So he does. And then you were like, you ever see Slapshot?
Yeah.
Joe McGrath.
Yeah.
Me and the boys would like you to have this little memento. We can't buy these in stores.
Keychain, right?
You did that with the guitar pick.
Yeah.
And the picture of him looking like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Because it had the Homewrecker logo on the guitar pick.
But he was nice. He took a couple of nice photos with us, and
put the pick in his pocket.
Yeah.
Probably got home and went, where did I get this? Who were those guys? And one of those women in that group, they were all, Chris's age, 25 years older than us. She ended up sending me
that's right. She had a whole bunch of photos.
A CD. She followed him at like maybe 20 shows in a row.
Yeah, you're right. She had photos of us.
She had photos of us interacting with him because we only had the one of us that handed someone our phone and they took one.
Right.
Yeah, that was good.
That sort of meet and greet type of thing goes in when you took me to see the one-man show, Tyson's.
Oh, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's one-man show.
No, Tone.
Hang on. Set that.
Those are $500 tickets.
Hey, I was like, could he not get someone else to go? Am I the only man that he could ask to go? And I was like,
well, they were $500 because
I think he gave him as a birthday present or something.
Probably
for like 2 years worth of birthday presents.
because it included the meet and greet.
Yeah, that's what I didn't realize that. So we watched, and I want to say this too. No matter what anybody, Tyson, whatever, he was an athlete, character, but he worked that one man play, and
it was great.
It was great. He got robbed of a Tony Award.
Yeah.
Okay, the play or he did. It was that good. I've seen a bunch. You've seen more plays than me, stage theatricals.
Yes. I'm very cultured, very, very cultured.
Well cultured. And afterwards, we were queuing up, and those kids were stealing wristbands.
No, they made their own.
Yes, that was it. They made their own wristbands.
You were looking at them like, look at these silly rookies.
Yeah,
and they got caught. They got bounced.
Dude, this guy's got we got $500 tickets to meet Tyson. So we queue through, and we're swerving through this line going down into the basement, and then there was this back room set up.
Do you remember the Greek kid?
No.
The kid from Framingham District Court. He was a court officer.
Yeah.
And he's like, because he was in Marlboro occasionally, so he sees us. He's like, hey, what are you guys doing here? I'm like, what are you doing here? And he worked for some
security company.
It's a private security company on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't get us any perks because we were already in the line. But
so we were in proper dress because it was a night out in the town, and we were meandering through this line, and there's a backdrop for a photograph that was part of the pocket.
Whoever happened to be the sponsor that night.
And Tyson was sitting there, and we set up, and we're one on one side, I'm on the other side, and he goes, "You guys cops?"
And then he ran away.
And literally, I like look at Pat like, "Hey, how did he know that?" And then he's gone. He runs down the hallway screaming, right? And we're like, "What the hell's it?" And then he walks back and sort of
he's laughing at
a kid, a 12-year-old kid way type of thing. He's like, "Hey, I'm laughing. I just smoked a giant joint, doobie or something, and I thought it was fun." And we're like, "I don't care." And he walks back, and was a nice, really nice person.
He was saying that I still got it. I can still pick you guys out. I knew it. I knew you were cops.
Yeah, and we looked at each other like, what are you going to say? Because
he was awesome.
Anybody who knows Mike Tyson's history, and he was a street thug for a long time before he became a professional boxer.
Anybody who fights for a living is going to have a mental problem. It's just this.
Well, that's true too.
They do all kinds of ridiculous things and get things other side of the law. I mean, it takes a certain mentality to
want to get in the ring and get punched and punch
to fight,
back.
Not just professionally, but to get into the ring on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's a different breed.
And but what a nice night. I thank you again for that. It was such a great time.
Of course, it's my pleasure. I 20 years ago when we did that, I knew like someday we'd sit in front of a camera and tell that story. Speaking of,
glad you did to remind me.
Another fighter that we have met that was a Boston cop, the first guy to beat Kimbo.
Kimbo Slice, that's right.
Was Sean Gannon.
Sean Gannon, yeah.
But rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Sean.
He died a couple of years ago. But so we met him together at the Boston Garden, but I had met him previously. They had used to have fights at the Shriners in Wilmington. So we went up there, a couple of us, like Al Basquette and Giaquinto, and he was there. And a lot of people didn't really know him at the time. I mean, I knew him because I was watching those fights forever. So I knew him from the underground. And then he fought once in the UFC. He got beat by Brandon Lee Hinkle, and then he got fired from the police department. So anyways, he was out front with his girlfriend, and I said, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'd love to get a picture." Man's a giant.
Yeah.
So he hands, at the time I had a camera, not a phone, so I hand my camera to his girlfriend, and she's wearing like a fancy dress, and she got like the cleavage hole here, but she was like either on drugs or shit-faced, and the cleavage hole shifted, and one whole boob was hanging out. And she's taking my picture, and I'm like, I can't look. If I look, I'm going to get killed by this giant. So I'm like, I didn't want to look at her. Instead of just taking a picture, let's face off.
Yeah.
And so we were facing off, and the picture's great because it looks like he's just gonna
smash
absolutely kill me. And I get the camera back, and they ride off into the sunset. And then I ran into him at every fight in Boston. Like, he was never at the Mohegan fights. And then we come across him.
Yeah.
With Tom Egan, Tom Egan was the first Irish UFC fighter, and he was Conor McGregor's main training partner. And I had met him once or twice already, so I kind of knew him. But then him and Sean were together, and he was offering you a job.
Yeah,
he was running some company and
some security company.
Yeah, such a good dude. It's a shame that he never got. Well, he never got his job back.
It was a calamity of events that happened. So.
Oh, it was absolutely.
Yeah. And all niceties aside, it just wasn't going to work out.
No. But still, another legend that you come across.
Roll that tape some more about running into, because that's right into our segue into the MMA world.
Yeah,
where the first time that we went to a UFC event. At some Mexican restaurant.
Well, they were coming back to Boston.
Right.
They hadn't been in Boston.
Huge thing. They had a licensing agreement to have fights in Boston.
Yeah. So there was a fight in Boston probably in the early 2000s, and then they didn't come back because I went to that. They had a Fan Fest event. I went with Billy Myers, met Boss Rutan. But so they hadn't been maybe a decade. So it was like Dana's from Boston, Dana White's from Boston. So they had a big deal. We're coming, Boston Homecoming.
Yeah.
They had multiple events. And it was that Mexican restaurant down
in the Fens,
down at Fenway Park.
Yeah.
So we go, well, let's just go to that. They're going to have a bunch of fighters there. Forrest Griffin, we get to meet.
Yeah.
And I forget the name of the cop, but the Watertown cop who got shot during the
during the Boston bomber thing.
The Boston Marathon bomber. When they had that big shootout, the kid took like 3 shots in the leg, almost died. So he was there. So we were talking to him, and Reed Harris. Reed Harris is like he's
a promoter.
I don't know what his title is with the UFC, but He ran.
He's like a front guy for the UFC.
Yeah, I forget he didn't run Strikeforce. There was another organization that he ran, and then they got bought by the UFC, and they brought him over. So he was basically, like below Dana, but that was kind of what he did. And so he was there, and no one knows who Reed Harris is except for me.
You.
So I'm like, hey, Reed, what's going on? And he's talking to us. And
yeah.
He was like, oh, Betsy, you guys are cops? Oh, that's great. We were there with like
6 people.
My wife, 5 other people.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to get you guys tickets. I didn't ask for more tickets for everybody else. He gave us tickets for me and you.
Sometimes that's how it works.
So I'm like, oh, hey, guys, we're going to the fights tomorrow, and you guys can't.
Yeah.
But we got our pictures that night with the ring card girls. Were great to look at, but they had nothing to say.
No,
and they were very angry.
They hated me. Yeah,
because you approached them when they were trying to eat.
Yeah, it's just like,
how dare you?
We're trying to eat now, okay? Okay, eat your salad, lady. All right.
Sean Thornton was there. He was awesome.
And Forrest Griffith was there, and got to meet him.
Dana was there too. He took that picture with Dana.
We got a great picture with Dana.
Yeah, with all of us.
Yeah, and that was a good time. And
no, that's the day when you were talking that total bullshit about, was it Jimmy Wong or somebody owned some parking spot, and you supposedly hooked us up on some. It was over near Bukowski's, and we ended up walking like 2 miles to get to that event.
I don't remember that.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, Anthony used to be, or obviously still are, the head of the Asian Jade Society.
No, I was never I was on the E-board.
He was on the E-board for the Asian Jade Society.
Yeah, which is
he's not an Asian, but he's on the.
No, it was I'm not anymore. And
so you knew someone, some Asian-y guy in Boston that had some secret spot, because you spend a lot of time in Chinatown.
Yeah, that was part of my work area. So, so I knew a lot of people. I knew a lot of the proper people.
Yes,
I knew a lot of the people that you needed to know in order to get stuff done.
You have many associates.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So I have a memory of that. I think everyone else does except you. So we got a spot that was supposed to be a special spot, and it was like 100. It's like today, like 100 degrees.
100 degrees, a couple of miles. But you know what? This is how special it was. Did we park?
Yes, we did.
Did we get a ticket?
And we got a free ticket.
Was the vehicle towed?
Of course not.
Then that's a great parking spot in Boston.
So the tickets. So we go to the fights.
Yeah.
It was UFC on Fox or Fox Sports 1. It was the first one.
Right.
It was Chael Sonnen and.
Oh, you mean the one in the Gardens?
Yeah, the main event was Sonnen and the guy we met with Andre. When Andre walks up to him, goes, "Excuse me, excuse me," Shogun Hua. So we get we go to the fights, and you're bringing a care package.
Right.
For Reed.
Right. That's right.
So
just some token stuff that we had, to
but on the way, as we're walking through to find our seats, we met Megan O'Leary, who was kind of, I wouldn't say she's a big star, but it was her first night working
live event,
doing like the UFC stuff, and she went on to become like their main go-to. She's on every UFC broadcast, and she does some NFL now as well. But so I think I took a picture with you and.
Yeah, she was actually really personable and for some reason liked me.
Cameraman. But you have that care package in that picture. I forget what it was, like challenge coins, because Reed was a fan of the police.
Challenge coins, maybe a bumper sticker or something, whatever.
Well, I mean, you can tell how you got down to see him on the floor, because I didn't go.
Well, the fact is that you knew the kid that was working security.
Yeah, Bob Benita's son was working there.
And we talked, and I was like, hey, we're just going to go down. And he's like, whatever, I don't care. And you sat down for some reason. And I wheeled down to the floor.
Yeah.
We had better seats where you were than on the floor.
Yeah.
And so talking to Reed, I knocked, hey, Reed. And he obviously forgot who we were. He forgot who we were in a matter of days, and gave him the care package there. And he's like, gestures. And I was like, we're probably first time in a while, because you sit around the ring, you get blood spit and stuff like that.
Had I gone down with you, we probably would have sat on the floor.
Yeah.
And every other fight I've gone to since, I sit on the floor, because it's where all the action, all the good stuff happens.
Yeah.
I ended up in UFC magazine because I was sitting on the floor, and they said anybody who they were asking for fans with like unique experience. So I think I had a picture with Jessica I. For whatever, and she had some contest. If you can find Jessica I in the crowd at this fight, and then you win some prize.
Okay.
And no one knew who she was.
Yeah, all the obscure.
But I met her and ended up at UFC magazine, a picture of her and I. So, but
winner.
Yeah, we'll take that. You take the wins and the losses, and the wins are always the fun ones to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was a good time. Conor McGregor's first fight in the U.S. He's against Max Holloway. They just announced those guys are going to fight
again.
Yeah, again in July. So we were at that fight that they first fought at. It's like 2014.
I was going to say, how did these guys do it 20 years later?
Because it was a long time. 2014, I think that was. So another Boston, like as we go through, is with Jim Jeffries. We met Jim Jeffries. And
that was another Boston scene.
But that was the Wang.
The Wang Center. And you guys had already met him. You and
Andre and
Dr. Andre. You guys had already met him. Was it Miami?
Yeah, I just put the memory came up today on Facebook, so I reposted it. But I met him in West Palm Beach, Andre and Maria.
Jim Jeffries, the comedian. I don't know if he hasn't been around in a while. So
yeah, he just had a Netflix special.
When was
really
this?
Good. This year, or 2025.
See, my cable's been out for 3 days, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you're out of touch down there on the east side of town. East Marlboro's got no cable. So we went to the show, and we met him like out front before the show, because in West Palm Beach, it's like a mall area, but it's open air. So there's a comedy club, and then there's like a Mexican restaurant, there's a movie theater, and then there's like public bathrooms right there. But it's all like.
Was he out smoking butts?
No, he was coming. There's a hotel attached. You must have been walking through like, I don't know what you call that little area, but
plaza.
A little plaza. You're walking through to get to the comedy club, and we happened to be there early because we were eating dinner. So we took a quick picture with all of us, and then we went in, watched the show, and I forget, Maria was tired, was going to go back to the hotel room, and she did. And then Andre came back, and we were sitting at our table, and everything was full. And then Jim Jeffries and his opener come walking in. They're looking around. I'm like, Jim, we got 2 chairs. He comes over, he sits down. He goes, where are you guys from? He did the Australian accent. It's awesome. I'm like, well, I'm from Boston. And he's from Brazil. He goes, oh, you know that jiu-jitsu? And Andre, I mean, he's a blue belt, I think. He's like, oh, yeah. He goes, well, what do you do? Well, I'm a cop. As soon as he heard that, anybody who walked by us in the plaza, he was just fucking with them. And then this one guy stopped. His girlfriend was into the bathroom. He's going, hey, mate, she's not coming back, mate. And the guy's like, looking at him, and he just kept poking. Finally, the guy's like, I'm going to kill you. The guy comes like running to his little chain that kept him out. Yeah. So like me and Andre stand up and like, just settle down. He's drunk and he's giving you, because he's cocked.
Yeah.
Andre's got the old, the Best Buy camera where you stick like the SD card in and you take video with the little, and Jim Jeffries is like, is that thing on? He's going, up, Gunta, up. Like Andre's favorite line.
Yeah.
It was great. So his girlfriend finally comes to get him, Jim's girlfriend. And we're like, well, let's get a picture before you leave. And the picture is like, he like is licking the side of my face. So happy we saved him from getting beat up. But yeah, and so then we met him
in Boston after his show. Yeah.
And then I think I don't know if he recognized me because he was drunk that night, but then Rachel and I met him in Albany, and he sat with us at the hotel bar and bought us tequila shots.
Nice.
And I told him that story, and I don't think he
remembered that.
He's like, yeah, he goes, you look familiar. I'm like, I'm sure.
I got photographic evidence to
all
prove
you
it.
do is travel around. Yeah, that was great. What are you gonna do, Tom? We
you do that, man. It's an amazing thing between the two of us. Split it down the middle, and
everybody knows somebody.
Yeah, everybody knows somebody.
Like, who is that? Like, oh, that is so and so.
And I've been very, very happy and pleased that I have some, again, photo documented evidence that no one can say, yeah, you never met Tony Bennett. You never.
Well, that's a good one too. You have that wall of fame in your house with Dave Grohl.
Yeah. Yep.
Pete Yorn,
Tony Bennett.
Well, Tony Bennett and Dave Grohl are on a different level than Pete. But
what's his name? He just passed away from Three Dog Night.
Oh, I forget his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Cheese and crackers.
Chuck Negron.
Chuck Negron. What a sweetheart he was, man.
The Dr. Hook guy just died too.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
Don't know his name, but
Dr. Hook.
It's not, but that sounds great. Well, I think I don't know exactly how long we've done because I haven't been paying attention, but I think that maybe we talked about a hot day. I was going to kind of wrap it up on the last story of the hottest day ever in Miami.
I was just thinking about that. I mean, brutally hot in the pool.
At that hotel we stayed at?
Yeah, and that led to the Brooklyn event.
Well, yeah, and I forget who said this to me, and I apologize, because whoever it is, if it's a friend of ours, and if they're going to watch it and be like, I'm the one that said that.
Yeah.
But they're like, when you talk about, I had the best beer ever, or the best anything ever.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all about
situation.
Yeah,
it's all
time,
about the situation.
day, place, the situation.
Yeah.
But that day was literally
This is the thing, is a guy from Brazil who is equatorial, okay, has to cross the street to get out of the sun because it's that hot out, okay? So he wouldn't walk in the sun.
I can't remember the name of that bar. So you and I walked literally blocks just trying to find like a pub that was open.
Yeah.
And we found that one.
The door was open, blowing air-conditioned air.
Yeah.
This 6-stool bar with a couple of booths.
Yeah.
We walk, and it was like the most incredibly cold, air-conditioned room. We walk in there, and there it was on tap.
Well, we never had that before.
No.
Brooklyn Blast. It was a double IPA, which I would never even consider a double IPA these days. But back then, and the first sip was the greatest sip of all time.
Needless to say, it was the best beer of all time at the time. Yeah. We walk in full sunlight and come out in the dark.
Well, that led
to the cab driver who maybe wasn't going to take us because we were that bad.
What was this? I don't know if you remember this, but when we were walking down the street, remember I took my shirt up and pushed my stuff against.
That was that night. It rolled into the evening, and we were walking down.
Was we singing a song?
Yeah, we were singing a lot of songs. But that was when you gave the belly press to the steak restaurant down in the very expensive neighborhood. And
somebody got
Miami.
A little extra.
That's right. Yeah, you were renowned for that too. I remember that.
That one's foggy. I know that we went to the liquor store and it was closed, and we were going to do the Danielson, and there's like
the guy came out, opened the door for us, and threw beer at us. Remember?
No.
Yeah. Oh well, that's probably what ruined it for you right there. The owner of the place was about to do one of these and close the thing down, and he's like,
I remember being right in front of that place.
Yeah. And lucky. That's just lucky.
Yeah.
Sheer luck. Then we walked in. And basically, we put ourselves to bed that night. I don't know how that happened, but it was
the name of that
awful,
hotel too.
Hot day. Starts with an excellent evening.
In Brooklyn Blast, and every time I've had that beer since, it just does not.
No, it doesn't compute.
Measure up at all. Not even close.
I don't want to talk about that because
I think it's been. I think we've been 40 minutes. Director Mike, about 40 minutes.
Yes, we are.
Look at that, right on the money.
Hey, that's
so.
Great.
I don't know if you have anything else you want to add this week before we move into our last call.
What's the Ted?
That was so obvious that you want to see your mug.
I was saying, my JLA super friends. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, right?
Oh, man.
Love it.
All right.
No, I'm doing good. I just like to have my cable back, please.
We're going to ring the bell for last call. And this week's Beer of the Week is actually, it's a pretty good story. So when I do barrels at my house, I'll text Brian Libby, who manages Sperry. He's been there forever. And I'll just say, hey, what's available this week for IPAs? And he'll call the distributor. He'll send me a list. And this week it had White Hag from Ireland. So I'm like, well, what the hell is? I never heard of it. So I look it up, and it's something that is from Sligo along the Wild Atlantic Way. And it was, I'm like, well, if it's a low ABV alcohol by volume, I go, I'm gonna grab that and roll the dice. So I looked it up, and it's like a session IPA. So I'm like, I'll try that. We'll roll the dice, and can you get me a tap handle? And he did. So I got a tap handle, and we tapped that thing for the Ronda fights. I think that was just this past week. Right?
Jeez.
Yeah. So it was fantastic. Light, crispy, 4.2, right in the wheelhouse. So and it kicked that night. We didn't have that many people over, and that thing was gone. So that's my beer of the week: White Hag Little Fawn Session IPA.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good one, Pat. Good to see you again.
Yeah, that's about it. It's good to blow the stink off, as you would say.
Kaboom.
Onward and upward. All right, guys, if you stuck around with us again, that was, again, all over the place.
Thank you.
Hopefully we're going to have that little guest next time from Brazil. We'll be telling you some really wacky stories if he shows up. And for my co-host, Angry Tony, I'm Pat Hogan. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on From the Wreckage.
Hey, Pat.
Bye, Tom.
A small devotion, it crashed just like